Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you step by step how to start a food blog. So basically what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about what is a food blog. I'm going to show you a few examples, and then we're going to do something called picking a niche and then niching down. I'm going to show you and tell you why you need to niche down as a brand new blog or website. After that, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about web hosting and why you need it and how it's going to help you and how you can get a domain name for free for the first year. After that, we are going to talk about installing WordPress, what that is and why you need it, how to install a free and premium WordPress theme, important changes that you absolutely have to make to your website so that people can see it, and then how to start writing fast. After that, we're going to talk about some ways that you can make money with your website. In addition, why you need to share your content on social media in the very beginning. After that, about how many blog posts you need to write before you can decide whether you should keep going or maybe try something else. Now, check out the first 3 links in the description, as I will be referring to those 3 links throughout the duration of this video. All right, so first things first, what is a food blog? A food blog is simply where you take an aspect of food and you talk about it. People are coming to the internet and they're asking questions about food. One thing that you need to decide before you even start writing a sentence with regard to your food blog, a few things in fact, but one of the first things you need to decide is what type of content are you going to create with regard to your food blog? Are you going to talk about recipes? Are you going to talk about restaurants? Are you going to talk about maybe something with regard to holiday season? That's some questions that you will need to ask and answer yourself before you start writing, because you are going to need to be very direct and very determined and very persistent with regard to your website so that you can start getting traffic. Now, as I mentioned, what you need to do is you need to pick a niche. Food itself is not a niche. If we go over to Ahrefs, is the keyword research tool that I use to help me find keywords, we're going to see when I type in the word food, the keyword difficulty score is 91 out of 100. So it's a scale between 0 and 100. 91 means it's really difficult. Now what we can do is we can take a look, we can niche down here and we can look at different types of food. For example, Chinese food, another one of Mexican food, Thai food. These are all different keywords that people are searching within the niche. Now what we can do from here is we can take Chinese food, for example. We're going to copy this. And we're going to go back over to our keyword research tool. I'm going to paste it in. As you can see, Chinese food itself is a difficulty level of 48, which is drastically different than the 91. Again, we can take a look at the matching terms and we can find keywords that aren't going to be as difficult. For example, we look at this, we scroll down, we can find different sub niches or different content to create within the Chinese niche. Now, again, you're going to want to ask yourself, are you going to create recipes? Are you going to talk about maybe different styles of Chinese food? You really have to get very determined. Now, I do want to show you an example of a food blog or website that does a pretty good job. Now, 52.com, it's a fairly large website, but they talk about all sorts of things because they're a large website. If we look on their webpage here, they're talking about a brief history of the American cookout. That's a niche where you could create content, and you can even talk about why we grill and cook things the way we do it. But if we look through here, you can see they're creating content on all sorts of things because they have grown to that size. What I recommend that you do is take one section, one niche, and talk about that one niche. You could talk about grilling, American grilling versus maybe grilling from different regions or locations. So without spending an entire hour about talking about picking a niche, that's what I mean by picking a niche and then niching down. If we go back over to our slide deck here, we're going to see that you need web hosting. In order for people to see your website, it needs to be hosted somewhere. And you are going to work with the first link in the description and get web hosting. In fact, when you click that first link in the description and you set up a new website, you can get your domain name for free. Now, the domain name for this website is 52.com. You are going to get your own domain name, which will be unique to you. And what I'll show you in just a moment is how to set up your domain name and web hosting step by step with the first link. I just want to make sure that I illustrate exactly what web hosting is and why you need it. Now, as I mentioned, web hosting allows you to have your website available for people to see across the world. You are going to work with a web hosting provider, and they are going to host or store your website on their hard drive, which are called servers. People are going to come to that server space, look at your website, and then you could potentially make money. So that's why you need a web hosting provider. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to get your free domain name for the first year and how to get web hosting right now. So go ahead and click that first link and get started. It only takes about 6 minutes to get up and running. It's actually really quick. When you click that link, you'll be taken to this website where you'll go ahead and click Get Started. What I recommend is to click the first one on the far left, the basic plan, if you're just getting started with a website. As you can see, there are a number of options, but click that, click select, and then move on. Here you're going to create a domain name. If you have one in mind, you can type it in here like you see that I do. What I recommend is try and find a domain name that's going to be related to your niche. Now, what I do is I type in a domain name that I know is already taken. When it's taken, you're going to get this error. What you can then do is go back and try different domains. Now, make sure, again, you want to pick one that's related to your niche. Click next, and then you're going to see a green box that says that it's approved. The next step is simply to go through and enter in your contact information. Make sure that when you scroll down here, make sure that you leave all of the settings on. But again, enter in your contact information, the settings right here where it says domain privacy, leave all of this checked. If you don't leave it checked, you're going to get people reaching out to you, spamming you, emailing you, trying to get you to sign up for web hosting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sign up and then jump back to you once I sign on and move to the next step. All right, so I've signed up and I'm going to go ahead and set up my website initially. Just create a simple username and password, make sure it meets the requirements there, and then move on. Make sure that you write it down too. Write it down in a safe spot so that you have it and you remember it, because it can be a pain to go ahead and get everything back. You're going to have to enter in like some vital information, but just make sure that you write it down. It's really easy and really simple. Now, one thing that I do want to note is that this part is not sped up at all. This is actual real time, and you can see that you'll go from absolutely nothing to a complete website in less than probably 10 minutes. And once you click submit, you're going to move on to the next step where you get to log in. Here is where you're actually going to start creating your WordPress website. Now, the great thing is Bluehost really does everything for you, and it's really simple. So again, I'm not speeding this up at all, and I want you to see what it really takes to create a website. Bluehost is going to do a little bit of work in the background for you, and we're just going to actually click on skip this step. This one, first one I clicked on start a blog, but for the next step, just click skip, because we know what we're doing, and I'm actually going to tell you what to do so that we can get up and running. Click get started right here on the left hand side, and then move on. Just click skip here and click skip here. And then just pick the first one on the far left. Make sure that you're picking a free theme, because they'll charge you. They have both free and premium themes, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So right now, it's actually creating your WordPress website. In just a few moments, you're going to click on log in to WordPress on the right-hand side there. You'll see it in just a second. And then we can actually start looking at some basic configurations. All right, so we click log in, and now we actually have a WordPress website. What may need to happen is you may need to click refresh a few times to get it to work, but now we have our website, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to log in and delete a few plugins, because right now it has the coming soon. And so if someone tried to get to your website at this moment, it's going to say coming soon to them, even though we can see it. This is what your WordPress website looks like, but for everyone else outside of your network, it's going to say coming soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to plugins eventually, and we're going to delete some of the plugins that we don't need. Now, I talk a little bit about plugins later on, but plugins add additional features and functionality. We are going to deactivate the Bluehost as well as the other plugins that are already activated, and then we can go through and make the necessary changes, which I'll cover in just a moment. So we're going to deactivate them and then delete them. Now, you want to make sure that you only have the plugins that you're using on your website. The more plugins you have, the slower your website's going to respond and function, and you're going to lose out on ranking. So make sure you have a lean setup, very few plugins, and then move on. As you can see right now, I'm just simply deleting some stuff that you don't need. If you want to, you could keep them, but obviously if you're just getting started, you don't need this other stuff. What's more important is the themes that we're going to talk about in just a moment, as well as getting writing. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete those, deactivate them. And then we're actually going to start moving on to settings, which you see right here. All right, so let's go ahead and make some changes that we absolutely have to make so that you can start getting traffic. The first thing that you want to do is you want to change your site title. Your site title is going to be the title of your website. You can make this basically your domain name. For example, my domain name is Web Hosting Rewind, and you can see that's my site title. And then the tagline is basically what your website's all about in a very succinct manner. As you can see here, mine says, get the latest news and info on all things web hosting. What you want to do is make sure that yours is relevant to your niche. For example, if you are creating content about makeup, you can say, come here for the latest tips and tricks for all things makeup. Next, you want to make sure that your WordPress address is HTTPS and not HTTP. Make sure your site address is HTTPS as well. And then the administration email should automatically be set. Uncheck the membership so that anyone can register. Make sure that this is unchecked. If we scroll down here, you want to change your time zone to your time zone. There are all sorts of them here. Next, you want to make sure that you have your date format set to the way you want, and then go ahead and click save. If we go down to writing, there isn't anything in writing that we need to change. After that, we're going to go to reading. In reading, very important, you want to make sure that your homepage displays to your latest post. That's the first thing. And the second one is you want to make sure that your search engine visibility is unchecked. Do not check this. Discourage search engines from indexing this site. You do not want this, because if this is checked, people aren't going to be able to find your website, and everything that we do after this is going to be a waste. So go ahead and click save. This should be unchecked. Next, if we go down to discussion, there really isn't anything that we need to change here. Media, we can leave this as is, and then permalinks is going to be really important. Right now, your permalinks are set to plain. You want to change it to post name. This is done for search engine optimization. What's going to happen is when we create a new blog post, we are going to make it so that it's search engine optimized. We're going to use the keyword in our title, and that keyword is going to show up right here as well. And this is called search engine optimization. Make sure that it's set to post name, and then go ahead and click save. And really, that's everything that you need to do to make sure that you start getting traffic. All right, so now that you have web hosting, we've installed WordPress. Now, again, WordPress is that content management system that's going to allow you to write faster, because you're not going to have to worry about HTML and JavaScript and some of those other programming languages. We installed a free WordPress theme. I'm actually going to show you step by step how to install a premium WordPress theme. And we've made some changes to your website so that you can get traffic. Now, right now you have a very basic free WordPress theme. It has no features, it has no functionality, it is very basic. Now, what I recommend that you do is click the second link in the description and get a premium WordPress theme. This right here is an example of a premium WordPress theme. It has additional features. As you can see, this is all additional features and functionality, which actually makes the website look much better. So what you're going to do is you're going to click that first link, and it's going to take you to this website. When you get here, you're going to type in your niche. You could type in food, you could type in Chinese food, you can type in food blog and hit enter. And what's going to happen, there will be a number of premium WordPress themes that you can take a look at and preview. What I recommend is you go through, find a WordPress theme that's going to be congruent, something that you don't mind looking at for weeks and months on end, and go ahead and add it to your cart. As you can see, the price for the WordPress themes range between $19 and probably $99. What you're going to do is, once you find one that you like, you're going to press this button, add it to your cart. Once you add it to your cart, you're going to check out and you're going to buy the theme. Once you buy that theme, you're going to download a zip file right to your computer. Once you get that zip file, you're going to unpack that zip file, and there's going to be a second zip file. You're going to take that second zip file and you are going to install it onto your WordPress website. What you're going to do is you're going to go to Appearance and click on Themes. When you click on Themes, you're going to click on Add New. And then when you click on Add New, you're going to click on Upload Theme, and you're going to drag and drop that second zip file right here. You can also click Choose File and find it manually. Regardless of your method, you are simply going to click on Install Now and then Activate. Then you're going to have a brand new WordPress theme. If we jump back over to our slide deck here, the next step is to start writing. Now, I get three main questions when it comes to writing blogs. How long should my blog post be? How do I start writing? And how many blog posts should I write before I throw in the towel? I'm going to go ahead and answer those first two right now. To start writing, we are going to click on Post, and then we are going to click on Add New. This is where we're going to create a new blog post. We're going to create our new blog post based on keywords. One way to find the keywords is simply to look on our keyword research tool, and we are going to copy and paste. For example, we'll copy and paste Asian food near me. That's not going to be a good keyword because people are looking for local Asian restaurants, but for this example, we are just going to use it. So we've copied our keyword, and we're going to go back over to our blog post, and we are going to paste it in. Now, the reason why we're doing it this way is we are optimizing for search. It's called search engine optimization, or SEO. This is going to help us get discovered. And so let's say that this is going to be our blog post. We're going to write on this topic. We might want to say Asian food near me, everything you need to know. Okay, and the second part here, this half, is really so that our target audience is baited, a little clickbaity, baited enough to click on the link and read our video. And so that's how you get started. Now, the question that I get all the time, as I mentioned, is how do I start writing? And for me, I like to do a simple brainstorming exercise where I'll go who, what, when, where, why, and how. Now, the reason why I like doing this is simply because it helps me create quick headings for my blog post. And what I'll do is I'll spend 10 or 15 minutes and I'll say, what maybe is the best Asian food near me. Now, when you are doing this, when you are in your brainstorming session, you don't have to spell words correctly. It is more important that you get your thoughts or ideas onto paper or computer than it is to make sure that you have perfect spelling, grammar, and punctuation. We're going to clean a lot of this up in our writing phase, so we just want to get things down. We could say where to find the best Asian food near me. Now, these are all things that you'd be writing on if this was your target keyword. I don't recommend Asian food near me to be a good target keyword because people are looking, again, for local. Now, the question that pops up, as I mentioned, is how long should my blog post be? And the answer is it really all depends on what your target audience is doing. It depends on your competitors, and it really depends on what the question is. Your blog post should only be as long as it needs to be. For example, if we jump back over here, a brief history of the American Cookout. If we take a look at this blog post by food52.com, we can take a look and see that this is probably about a 2,500 word blog post. They're going into good detail and describing what the history of the American Cookout is. And so if I right click on this, this is probably about 2,500 words. Okay, 2,000 words. So if you were writing on this, I would make it maybe 3,000 words. And if you do the who, what, when, where, why, how, that's going to help you get there. For example, if we look at a brief history of the American Cookout, you can talk about where the American Cookout originated, how it started, how it's evolved, what people are doing, what's considered a cookout. Some people don't believe that grilling with propane is real cooking out. It's, kind of heating the food up. Whereas other people think that anything outside is considered cooking out. I digress, but you get the point. So again, the length of your blog post really all depends on what your competitors are doing. It depends on how long it takes to answer the question, and it depends on what the question is. So let's assume that we are going to write a 2,500 word blog post. We're going to come over here and make sure that we do a very good job of our who, what, when, where, why, how. Once we go through, now again, I want you to write both good ideas and bad ideas. Once you go through all of those ideas, you are going to simply delete the ones that you don't want to keep. The bad ideas, we'll delete those. And the ones that we do want to keep, A, we're going to clean them up, and B, we're going to turn those into subheadings. And these subheadings, we are going to answer the question. Here is a list of the 5 best Asian food near me. Okay, and so obviously you'd want to elaborate on that just a little bit, but as you can see, that's basically what we're going to do. Once you write your blog post thoroughly and you answer your audience's question, you are going to go ahead and click publish, and then it will be available for the world to see. Now that if we jump back over to our slide deck, we've started writing. The next step is really to figure out how to make money with our blog. And there are a number of ways to make money. If we jump over to the 52.com website or food52.com, we can see that they're making money by having ads placed right on their website. This up here at the top is an ad. This one over here on the right-hand side is an ad. Another way that they're making money is by collecting email addresses. And the way that you can make money with email marketing is simply you collect emails and you send out new emails, you send out new newsletters is what they're called, anytime you upload a new blog post or a new video. And then that brings a section or a percent of your email newsletter viewership back to your website, and you can make money anytime someone sees these ads or clicks on the ads on here. Another way that you can make money is simply with affiliate marketing. Now with affiliate marketing, that's simply just recommending or selling other people's products or services. And the way that it works is if a customer clicks on your affiliate link and makes a purchase, you get paid a commission. For example, these right here, these 3 items, these might be affiliate links. I'm not 100% sure. If they take us over to Amazon, they're probably affiliate links. these might actually be products that they're selling as well. And the way that affiliate marketing works is you will find affiliate programs that are congruent or in line with your target audience. For example, if you are doing a food blog where you are teaching people how to bake a cake, you might be an affiliate with Amazon for stand mixers, because people that are baking cakes probably want to use stand mixers. And so you'll go ahead, you'll sign up with Amazon, you'll get your affiliate link, which is unique to you, and you'll put that throughout your blog post or website. People will click and buy. Now, if you want to learn more about affiliate marketing, I do have a free course. It's the third link in the description, and you can learn about affiliate marketing step by step. And then another way that you can make money is simply selling your own digital or physical products. As I said here, these might be affiliate products, but these might actually be their own. If I click on these, and it takes us to like an e-commerce store. Okay, so that they're actually selling their own products. And you could do this too. Maybe you have a cookbook or you have a checklist for grilling out. You can sell your own products right from your blog or website. Now, selling your own digital or physical products is outside the scope of this video, but it is an option for you as well. If we jump back over to our slide deck, you can see the next step is to share on social media. Now, what I recommend that you do is in the very beginning, share all of your content on social media. Now, the key to sharing your content on social media is to share it where people are interested in your content. It doesn't make sense for you to share it on Facebook because most likely your friends and family aren't going to be interested. You want to share it in Facebook groups where people are interested. If you're starting a food blog or website, share it in food blog or website Facebook groups. You can also share it on relevant subreddits, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, anywhere where your target audience is going to be. That's where you want to share it. And then finally, I get the question about how many blog posts should I write? In my opinion, this is solely personal opinion, I think you should write 50 blog posts before you decide if your website's a success or failure. Now, the reason why I like 50 is because it helps build domain authority. You are going to create 50 posts in the Chinese food niche or sub niche. That's going to give you a lot of credibility in the eyes of your target audience and the eyes of Google. A lot of people stop after 10 or 20, but you have gone and written 50 articles. I also like that by the 50th article, A, you've gotten better at keyword research. B, you have gotten better at writing. Your first articles probably won't be very well written, but by the time you get to that 50th article, you will be very, very proficient when it comes to writing. So I think 50, if you write every day for 50 days or every other day for 100 days, that's a good solid blog or website. Now, if we jump back over, be sure to check out the 3 links in the description. The first link is going to help you get web hosting and a domain name for free. The second one is going to help you get a premium WordPress theme. And the third one is going to help you learn affiliate marketing step by step. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when I upload my next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.